Our top story now, setting up for a possible confrontation with the BJP. The West Bengal government has denied permission to the opposition party to hold its protest march to the state secretariat today, citing, among other things, a Supreme Court judgment on public protest at the cost of public inconvenience. Now, the denial by the State Home Department plunged into uncertainty the BJP's plan for a four-pronged march to the state secretariat, which also houses the Chief Minister's office. But soon after the government's letter to BJP became public, BJP State Chief Dilip Ghosh said his party was being singled out to all other parties, including Trinamool, hold protests and meets and in prohibited areas without a problem. He said, we will then knowingly break the law. BJP youth leader Tejaswi Surya is also in Kolkata for the protest march. Well, let's go across to Monideepa now for more. And Monideepa, so setting the stage for a possible confrontation?
Well, certainly all of yesterday there was so much back and forth on the issue of permissions, of routes via which the BJP would be allowed to march. And then at the end of it, in the evening, there was this announcement that Nabanna, which is the state secretariat, which is Mamata Banerjee's office, which is where the BJP was planning to march and Ghirao, the announcement came from the government that Nabanna would be closed for sanitization. So suddenly we had a situation where the BJP found that it was marching to a destination where there would be nobody there to Ghirao. And Trinamool Congress saying that the BJP only planning to create chaos and therefore pursuing this path of protest. Of course, permissions, the grey area. There are some reports that police permissions have been given to 2 of the processions that the BJP plans to hold instead of all 4. And then, of course, there's the government itself, the Home Department, which wrote to the BJP at the last minute and said that you sought permission just on the 7th of October, and we cannot give you permission. It cited the Supreme Court's ruling yesterday itself on Shaheen Bagh. It cited the fact that there is Section 144 at Nabanna and the BJP cannot march. And finally, of course, there is the pandemic. And they said that under the National Disaster Management Act, such a huge gathering cannot be allowed. The BJP apparently wrote to the government that there would be 25,000 people in each of the 4 marches that would be marching all the way to Nabanna. BJP government, the Trinamool government said that the rule under the National Disaster Management Act is 100 people gathering for political protest. So in this scenario, we have a huge march being planned by the BJP today, and already across Kolkata, on all roads leading to Nabanna, there are huge police barricades. There are bamboo barricades being put up. There is a huge police deployment, around 6,000 to 8,000 police. We are hearing water cannons, of course, are going to be in place, as well as police will be armed with tear gas. So yes, all of today, in a large part of Kolkata, we will expect disruption, just not traffic, but also the possibility of confrontations between the police and BJP activists.